Dolby Atmos, DTS-X and Auro 3D. We all have seen these three are the main audio formats in most of the AV receivers, typically the ones starting from 9 channel, because Auro 3D requires 9.1 as the minimum configuration compared to 7 channel for Atmos and DTS-X. Now having all of these three in one setup, I know many of you would say that's just not possible because it requires different placement orientations. But guess what? I am going to show you one room today wherein we have achieved all of these three setups in that one room, and this room I'm talking about is a living room. So mind you, it's going to be very complicated project. So don't forget to watch this video till the end. Now the project that I'm talking about is actually thousands of kilometers away from where we are located, and the customer already had an existing system which he was happily using. Now it was with the TV, and that's when he realized that can we add a projector screen, and for that small requirement he reached out to us. Now the entire story started by analyzing certain projectors and then what size of the screen we can put in, and then slowly taking it ahead, we realized that considering the room layout and the sitting orientation, we had very limited chances of achieving a good surround sound experience with a 7.1.4 or a 7.1.2 configuration. And that is when we realized that okay, if you want to do something better, can we look at an option of exploring Auro 3D in combination with a regular Atmos or DTS-X format. And that's where we started analyzing the products and we started checking out as to what can we do over here to give him a much more better 3D surround sound and an immersive experience. So before we get to the solutions, let us all together address the challenges. Now the first challenge, as I mentioned, the project is in Bangalore, which is thousands of kilometers away from where we are. The second challenge was with regards to the room, because it's a living room. It's not like a confined cinema room wherein we can move things around. It has to be the way it is, and you cannot definitely treat the wall surfaces because they had to be light in colors or white in color. Now the other challenge that we saw was that there was very limited scope for cabling and even for changing the speaker mounting or the positions. So we had to play around with the speaker positions very properly to ensure that we still get the best experience in the main sitting positions. Apart from that, the main challenge again was also into the speakers or the products which were a wide range of brands. Now considering the client who is a big home theater freak, he obviously had some of the best equipments picked out for his home theater, which was not one single brand, it was a mixture of variety of brands. And yes, to still achieve the tonality and to get that experience was yet another challenge for us. Now to address all of these challenges, we had to start with our first step, which is of 2D design service. Now 2D design service gave us clarity on many fronts. Now these fronts, first of all, were about furniture. For instance, as you can see, the sofa is adjacent to the back wall, and on the right of the sofa is where the entrance door is. So we cannot really mount our side surround speakers over there. That was the first realization. Second thing what we understood with this 2D design is that the viewing angle or viewing distance, it could help us achieve the right screen size in that room, and with that we also could figure out what projector would work in that room and which can cover that kind of throw distance. Then the next thing that we identified in the 2D design service is that we figured out where all can we have the speakers and what kind of configuration can we build upon in this system. So what we realized is that we can do a 5.1.4 format which can work for Dolby Atmos as well as for DTS-X, and we can also do an Auro 3D 10.1 setup to support the Auro 3D formats. Now to understand the AV equipments that are used in the setup, let us try to divide it into two parts. The first part is to understand the existing AV equipments, and the second part is to understand that what all value additions we could create in that setup to give them the holistic experience. So let us first understand the entire list of products that the client already possessed. The first one was the PSB Imagine X2T floor standing speakers, which he was using in the front left right. Then he also had the PSB Image C5, which he was using as a center speaker, but over a period of time realized that it is not giving great output, so he updated to a SVS Prime center speaker. Apart from that, he also had the Emotiva Airmotive A1 height channel speakers and the Heco Ambient 22F on-wall surround speakers. Now the value additions that we tried to do from our end in this list is we first tried to sort it out properly. Okay, we realized that which speaker can be used where and how we can then look for some balances which we can add. So for instance, the DALI Alteco C1s is some addition that we did from our end along with an Emotiva power up. And now to clear up all the mess of all these products, what we try to analyze is that which speaker goes where. For instance, the PSB Imagine X2T floor standing speakers were definitely staying in the way they were in the left right in the front area. The center was again continued to be the SVS Prime Center speaker which he was already enjoying. The Emotiva Air Motive height channel speakers were used as the front height speakers for giving Atmos sound as well as the height channel sound in Auro 3D as well. Apart from that, the Heco on-wall speakers were considered to be used as the surround back speakers, and the DALI Alteco C1s were used as the surround height channel speaker. Now you would wonder, where did the PSB Image C5 center go? Well, he was willing to discard, but then we realized that why not use the same speaker as the voice of God speaker so that it gives a better sound output in the entire room. Now in the video section, he was already enjoying the TV along with Apple TV and Xbox. But then we realized that it is still not giving the complete immersive experience, and that's why we decided to add a good 4K projector from Epson along with the 120 inches screen. I'm sure you would be wondering, where did the Emotiva power amp go and where was it really used? Well, what we did to achieve this 5.1.4 and an Auro 3D 10.1 configuration through the Marantz SR7013 is that we use this Emotiva power amp to drive the voice of God speaker. And how we did it? Well, the Marantz SR7013 comes with two preset settings. The first one is wherein we calibrated it according to the 5.1.4 format, and the second one is wherein we pulled out a pre-output from the subwoofer 2 port of Marantz SR7013, connected it to the Emotiva power amp and further to the PSB Image C5 Voice of God speaker to deliver an Auro 3D 10.1 experience. Now the last piece that was remaining in this entire puzzle was getting the content sorted. Now I'm sure Apple TV and the Xbox are doing their great jobs in giving an OTT content playback as well as for gaming, but one thing that was missing was to play localized content, which we learned in one of our previous videos. If you haven't checked that yet, then please make sure to watch it over here. So the last piece of that puzzle that was remaining was a good media player which can give a best output for Atmos as well as for Auro 3D, and the media player that we used out here is the Zeedu Z9X Pro media player. And finally, when we played our first demo clip in this room, it was not just the client or his family, but even our team was mesmerized with the entire experience. Now, this was all possible with our client's confidence and trust in us, along with the liberty that he gave us to treat the room like our baby. Now, if you want to achieve these kind of amazing experiences, how much ever complicated they are, we can definitely do a great job together. And to do that, use the link that is shared in the pinned comment. And I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theatre wale bhaiya, will see you in the next video.